This is a true story that outraged all of South Korea. When I was 9 years old, I was walking to school when a filthy-looking man suddenly stopped me. As a weak little girl, I looked around at the empty street and felt deep fear rising in my heart. As the man drew closer, I was plunged into a nightmare. I was dragged into an abandoned warehouse where that monster tormented me for hours. After the beast left, I used the last of my strength to call the police. When officers arrived at the scene, they were shocked by the brutality. At that time, my father was still working at the factory and my mother was tending the store. When they received the devastating news, they rushed to the hospital. Seeing me, their once beautiful and adorable daughter, now lying on the hospital bed covered in injuries and barely clinging to life, broke their hearts. The doctor told them that I had suffered severe injuries from the lower abdomen down, with tearing trauma to both the rectum and colon. My life was hanging by a thread. Immediate surgery was required to remove my colon and rectum and replace them with an artificial anus. This meant I would have to live the rest of my life with a colostomy bag. Watching me being rushed into emergency surgery, my father was overwhelmed with grief. But right now, nothing mattered more than keeping me alive. My mother painfully blamed herself. Why hadn't she walked me to school that day? As the minutes ticked by, I finally made it through the danger. From behind the glass, my mother was in so much pain she could barely breathe. My father came to my bedside heartbroken. He slowly opened my tired eyes and softly described what the attacker looked like. I begged my father to catch the bad man because he had walked off in the direction of the school, and I was afraid more children would get hurt. My father could barely stand to listen. Fighting back his pain, he leaned against the wall and shakily walked out of the room. At the same time, police informed them that they had obtained the suspect's fingerprints. My father rushed to the station, demanding to know why they hadn't arrested him yet, but the police said that fingerprints found only on me weren't enough to convict the suspect. To arrest him quickly, they needed a direct fingerprint match from the suspect himself, or for me to identify him. My mother, emotionally distraught, strongly objected. She didn't want me to relive the nightmare, but in order to help catch the criminal as soon as possible, she reluctantly agreed. They brought me toys and invited a psychologist to help. With the psychologist's guidance, they slowly flipped through photos of suspects. When I saw that monster's face, I shut my eyes in fear. With continued encouragement from the psychologist, I finally raised my hand and pointed to him.